All right, so this needs to be shared like over and over and over again. Share my video, share someone else's where you see it. Just share this. This needs to be put out there.
Have the misdirection from the future. The future's pointing to an up market, and as of right now, stocks are down again. Is this just because it's the holiday period that we're seeing this?
You know, a lot of times when I was short at my hedge fund and I was positioned short, meaning I needed it down, I would create a level of activity beforehand that could drive the futures. It doesn't take much money. Similarly, if I were long and I would want to make things a little bit rosy, I would go in and take a bunch of stocks and make sure that they're higher. And maybe commit $5 million in capital to do it, and I could affect it. What you're seeing now is it probably is bigger market now. Maybe you need $10 million capital to knock this stuff down, but it's a fun game and it's a lucrative game, and you can move it up and then fade it. That's often creates a very negative feel. So let's say you take a longer term view intraday, and you say, listen, I'm going to boost the futures, and then when the real sellers come in, real market comes in, they're going to knock it down. That's going to create a negative view. That's a strategy very worth doing when you're valued on a day-to-day basis. And I would encourage anyone who's in the hedge fund game to do it because it's legal,
Right.
and it is a very quick way to make money and very satisfying.
Okay.
By the way, no one else in the world would ever admit that, but I can care.
That's right, and you can say that here.
I can't. I'm not going to say it on TV.
Well, on a related note, there's so many more hedge funds today than when you were managing your hedge fund.
Right.
Do you think that does that exacerbate the moves, or does it make it tougher?
Well, you know, the hedge funds are positioned long short, okay, not just long like mutual funds. So it's really vital these next 6 days because of your payday. You've really got to control the market. You can't let it lift.
Yeah. I'm not going to catch him saying that on TV, though. But you got to control the market, even though it's a free market. Literally just told you how a hedge fund with millions of dollars can create an environment within a stock to make it move the way that they want it to. Things have changed since 2006. HFTs are out of control. I mean, I already know that. I cannot share information that I've gotten because it's not exactly kosher how I obtained it. But they're using HFTs. Their AI programs are trading these stocks, including AMC, at fractions of a penny less. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it essentially drives the price down. And it makes it look real because it's just a fraction of a penny. But it's back and forth so many times that it will push the price of the stock down. And then on the flip side, they switch it. The AI switches for a moment, and it trades them back up at a fraction of a penny to create an environment that looks real. It looks like legitimate trading within a stock until you pull up GME, AMC, some ETFs, a couple other stocks, and you can even pull up some cryptos, and they're all doing the exact same thing. So that's where shit gets fishy. That is where blatant manipulation is at. But shit like this needs to be shared. You guys cannot watch this stuff and not talk about it, not put this on blast. Like we just had the homeboy get silenced that was talking about the hedge funds and what they do yesterday, talking all about Citadel, and had to come out with a tweet today saying it was pointed out to him that because he didn't have physical evidence to provide, he basically had to retract all of his statements. It didn't even sound like he wrote it. Someone wrote it for him and posted it. It's shit like that. Like they're going to try to silence everybody that is bringing this type of crap to light for people to know what's going on. Like AMC could tank, it could crash, there could be nothing left for everybody because of what they're doing. And then, they've got more money and time to wait, and then people just get tired of it or whatever, move on from it, and then all of a sudden they cover. They know how many of us are still in the stock. They have the data for all that. They know how many people are in, when they're buying, when they're selling. They know all of that, and they have a goal in mind, and they're trying to reach it. And if we do not expose this type of shit quick, fast, and in a hurry, they might get away with it. It's very possible that they could get away with it. We have got to get this shit out there. We have to talk. We have to scream about this type of shit. You gotta stop spending 8 hours a day watching a fucking kid draw lines on a chart that literally doesn't matter. Because it's not even real movement in the stock. It is manipulated HFTs from hedge funds. It doesn't fucking matter. And that's why I say you guys don't think it's weird how these guys are drawing pennants, and then we get to where, oh, it's gonna break. If it breaks, you guys get all fucking excited, and then all of a sudden, poof, it gets pushed down even further. That's because these guys are watching what's being put out there. They're watching these non-educated YouTubers, well, they're self-educated, which is fine to an extent, but most of them learn from a YouTube video themselves or somebody else, and then they're out here with 300,000 people that follow them, showing them their ideas on what's going to happen and how to chart a stock. You cannot chart, and you can look for patterns. That's it. That's the only thing you can look for, and I'm talking about times and specific volume movements. That's all you can track. You can't draw a line on this shit. You can't use like Fibonacci retracement and all that. You can't do bullish pennants, all that shit doesn't matter, especially when they're watching it. You already know that they can control it up or down, and then they just crush your spirits. Now it's flushed down out of the pennant, and now they've made the majority of you that don't know anything about the stock market, all you know about is AMC. That's all you've bought. This is your first time venturing into the stock market, and now you're like, oh, well, these guys were wrong. These guys don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they're wrong about the whole thing. And then the psychology kicks in, and they're trying to scare you out of it. That's what these motherfuckers do, man. That's what they do. That's their job. But when you see good DD, stuff that, makes you think and go, oh, God, wow, that's crazy. Or you hear shit like this fucking, God, Jim Cramer, man. Like he just told you what these fucks do. I'm so serious. Call fucking the SEC, email them, call your fucking banks, call goddamn Citadel, call everybody, email everybody, ask questions. Just fucking 100,000 people need to call Citadel and sit on hold. I don't give a shit. Just sit on hold. I have to talk to King Griffin. just whatever. I don't know. But we've got to be loud about this. Sitting here all day and you just watch some other kid drawing lines on a chart and you're not educating yourself, you're not looking for information, you're asking him why. And he's fucking lying for one. Again, what they're doing now is exactly what this guy just did with his Twitter shit. Your favorite YouTubers are scared to death about losing the money they have made so far. They don't want to say shit about Citadel. They don't want to say anything about the manipulation because they're afraid they'll get sued. Even if they don't lose the suit, they'll probably lose all their money with it being tied up in courts. And that was a lot of money. They are devious, nefarious, selfish people. And you're witnessing that. So share this shit, guys. Steal mine. I don't care. You gotta give me credit. Just fucking share it. Just share it, share it, share it. Get all this shit out there, guys. We've got to start exposing shit like this. We have to.